GSA, Global Strategists Association, is excited to be one of the partners to bring this conversation to you today.
I'm the founder of the Global Strategists Association, Patricia Faulkner, and as a fellow, a 2016-2018 fellow with this association. Part of the value of this association is the fact that it actually recognizes the need to have people of color at the forefront of discussions that are relevant to around the globe. So making sure that our voices are represented on issues of foreign policy, on international affairs, and all of the myriad issues that we face locally but have global implications. And so we know that there is a dearth of knowledge and experience and expertise from people of color that can contribute to the ongoing dialogues and discourses that are taking place on a number of issues. And however, our voices are not really amplified as they should. And so the organization really works to amplify the voices of those of us who work in that space, who have areas of expertise and have something to contribute to the dialogues taking place around the world. We do that in many ways. So part of it is this conference today, being able to sit with other panelists and talk about some of the most pressing issues facing people of color in the diaspora as it relates to foreign affairs. But we also have other events, networking events with other organizations that are global facing. We do seminars and workshops and other conferences that allow us to really engage in dialogues that are salient to people of color, particularly those of us in the diaspora. So this is an organization that is really establishing itself as one of the leading voices, if not the leading voice here, but also around the country for amplifying the voices of people of color in foreign affairs and foreign policy. It's been quite an experience thus far. I encourage you to, if you have not read up on the organization, Global Strategists Association, you can look us up online, become a member if you are not a member, and just participate in events like this. They are very enriching, and you will definitely be glad that you took part of it. So
We cannot move forward with this discussion, with this distinguished panel, without having one of the leading organizations in our country, which is the Department of State. And so right now we have a representative who is new to Chicago, Ms. Melissa Martinez, to come up and talk about the importance of diversity in the State Department and the opportunities that people of color have to engage with that organization. Please give her a round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you, Aprecia, and thanks for the warm welcome to Chicago.
Our role as global citizens. I've always been very hopeful about the ability for African Americans to take their rightful place in global leadership. Why is it important for Americans, particularly Americans of color, to understand their role in the global economy, the global political spectrum? Why is it important, particularly now, for them to understand this role and to engage in these issues that we're discussing?
Thanks a lot. Thanks for throwing such a softball question. What I learned as a soldier is that most people are pretty much the same. And as an African American, you understand power very viscerally, how power can impact and affect your life. And so I think out of all the things that we must do as a diverse audience, Black, white, Jew, Gentile, is understanding that diversity is about finding the things that are common with someone you never thought you would be able to find, right? Being able to take those very small moments in time, those very local issues, and being able to see that some of those local issues that you've dealt with, whether it be dynamics of power, religion, race, legal issues, how do those things correlate with a population that you never thought would have any type of commonality with you? So that's the first piece. The second piece is language. I just find it funny that we've got experts at the State Department, and they go around talking about their experts, but they don't speak people's language. I imagine China, if they had an expert in U.S. affairs and we invited them for this event, and they need to speak English, you probably would not consider them an expert. But our country does that, which is pretty foolish. For my job, I took 2 years of Arabic, 6 months. They got me speaking some very basic Arabic and probably causing international incidents that the State Department had to clean up. And then I did a year and a half of Arabic, so the mistakes just were a whole lot less. But being able to understand someone else's language puts you in a different mindset as well, right? It gets you to see and understand the world fundamentally differently. And to my Arab brothers out there, they're probably the best negotiators, and learning their language, right, allows you to understand why.
one group in a particular position, and then all else are considered these others. And how that plays out, especially when it comes to people of color, is that their voices are excluded from the dialogue and from the discourse. And so to have, if you look at who are the main voices that are speaking on issues of international affairs, you won't see the voices of those who are most impacted. So that would be the indigenous folks who are experiencing, whether it's issues of climate change, of the economy, of income inequality happening around the globe. Those that are considered others are often excluded from the dialogue. And so what happens is policies that are developed are severely lacking in their effectiveness because they don't incorporate the voices of those who will actually be affected. And this is particularly amplified when it comes to people of color. And they were also willing to speak out and to take a stance on the issue and expressing their discontent with a system that has worked against them largely. And so it's helpful for us to expand our thinking so that we don't begin to place ourselves at the center of the universe and then localize our issues to where they're only salient to us, because that eliminates opportunities for us to build bridges and to build coalitions that actually can strengthen our movements. And we're in a time where we have to work collaboratively and in coalitions to strengthen the movements that we have, especially if we're battling systems that exploit or systems that oppress, whether right here in Chicago or elsewhere around the world. So I think that's, to me, the importance of having people of color represented in, or at least aware of, the issues that are taking place globally.
One of the things I do is I take young African American kids and take them abroad. On the heels of the civil unrest in Sierra Leone, I took 12 kids off the west side of Chicago to Sierra Leone. Go find any one of those kids, which are now adults and in college and running their own nonprofits at this point. But in 2004, you go find those same kids that I took on that trip, and you couldn't convince them that they weren't amazing on a global scale, right? That they are part of a global economy, a global reality.
So I'm a firm believer, after serving in the military, that there is no global issue that will not impact our shores. I think mentally we're very isolated. We still have a World War II mindset. You know, those cannons can't reach far enough into the U.S. shores. The idea, right, when we talk about issues such as terrorism, we talk about issues such as justice. I don't like to use the word social justice because I like my justice regular. You know, everybody else gets regular justice. Black folk, we got to create all these new terms to humanize ourselves so we get regular justice.
Thank you all so much for coming out. Please give a warm round of applause for our distinguished panel. They did a fantastic job. And also our convener, GSA, Aprecia Faulkner, and her team for bringing this together. I'm going to turn it over to her, and we're going to close out. Thank you guys so much. It's been a great conversation. I do hope to continue after the
I want to wish everyone a great day, and thank you so much. Find us online at www.gsachicago.org. Thank you.